Okay, I'm back.
Okay, have you seen that PlayStation's removing Twitter bit?
I
To
haven't now.
post stuff to Twitter from the PlayStation.
Don't blame him.
Well, I think that's partly due to Elon Musk fucking Twitter over into it.
Yeah.
Which, let's face it, it's fucked. It is absolutely fucked now. And literally they say, oh, you've got to pay for it. Delete account straight away. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
doing. Delete account. I ain't paying for anything like that.
There's no need to be paying for it. That's the silly thing is what is the actual need in
Yeah, but I
paying for
reckon it'll
fucking...
happen.
Oh, of course it will. Everything nowadays, yeah, you've got to pay for everything. Nothing's free anymore. It's bullshit.
Yeah. No, this is not.
Don't know. It could be quite fun with the rain.
It could be, kind of. Well, Fury's getting closer to Dan. That times now.
I think Dan's got this one covered. If I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
Yeah, unfortunately, real life has come in, so I can't race tomorrow, which I'm gutted about.
I bet.
But that comes first. Not a video game.
That's it, unfortunately, mate, isn't it?
Yeah. Which means I'm going to have to stream something else in the week. I might do a bit more Forza or WLC. Well, they got everything sorted out from the cap card, so I could do PS3 again.
Amy Kizzle making the long-awaited debut.
In the pink car. And at the moment faster than Mike and Dean.
It's a shame John Andrews ain't racing for it to be there.
Yeah, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I hate it when I don't see him turn up to race, because with what he's got wrong with him, you just feel like, fuck me.
Yeah. It's like, I hope he's okay. Because at the end of the day, Dad's had a mini stroke, so...
Yeah.
I live with it as well, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Anything to do with the brain. I can't give up smoking, that's why my problem is with coughing.
I didn't realise you smoked.
No, I don't.
Ah, I was going to say.
Filthy habit. Fucking filthy habit.
I am a social smoker.
I've had one or two ciggies in my life, but I don't think much of it. My sister smokes. And my brother-in-law do. I don't, my parents don't. My grandparents did. Until they died. One of them on Boxing Day. Fucking marvellous.
Right. Go live. Interact mod for 5. That. Full screen it. Bang. That.
Just kill it with my lungs.
Halfway stage of the season. Title getting closer. this as quick as possible. Fucking still fireworks going off.
I know, fucking give me a headache as well.
Fucking honestly. Say this now before anyone hears me. I'd love someone to get big damage and Ian McKizzle get some good points. Dean's already gone straight up to P8. That's not bad to say, he's probably just loaded wet preset.
Yeah, that ain't bad. And the Jeanette's quite stable anyway.
Within a tenth of Phil.
Come on, let's face it, Phil's one.
Good fight for third.
Yeah. Fucking fireworks.
James! Come and get your P kit ready now! Well, we've got our first female competitor on the grid.
Mm-hmm.
Watching Ian McKizzle putting on a show. Do, 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 riding on a Janetta.
Riding on a Tony.
Riding on a Tony. Shoved a willy up a bum and called him a jabroni. Right, let's try this replay function, shall we? Let's bring the toggle HUD up. Yeah, I think we can use the fucking thingy, you know.
Isn't the replay delayed though?
Possibly is, yeah. What minute are they on? Like what lap?
2 point. Lap in total, timetable. Dan's done 20 laps. He's couple of 21 laps.
Dan's on 21 laps.
20. Fury's on 21.
Where's Dan on track at the minute?
Just come out of pits.
See, the problem is they're not in order. No, we'll just leave it as it is. Just leave it as it is. What's left? 142. Shall we check and get shared now? Dee 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 dee. Hurry up, Jim, because I'll be streaming in a minute. You got them all? You done them, Jim? Huh? You got everything? Yeah. Alright, come and get a hug then. Quickly. See you later, bud. Love you. See you in the morning. Shut that door. Yeah. I really ought to leave all these Project Cars groups I'm in.
Good game.
That'll be the next one to go, like GT Sport.
Yeah. We only want to keep running the B3 for a little longer, but 1 and 2, I'm surprised 1's still running, to be honest.
Right, that'll do. Close that. Right. 5, 4. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport, here for some GT4 action. That is right, we are back at the home of Simplay Motorsport, especially because it's now not able to be any Daytona Road course, so Donington Park is our home on ACC, the home of the Simplay Straight and the home racetrack of myself. We're here, back on British soil, and wouldn't you believe it, it's a wet one here at Donington Park. The first wet race of the season, and of course it comes with that fantastic British weather. I'm your host, Matthew Duffing. Joining me tonight is my ill partner in crime. It is PD himself, Mr. PN Motorsport. PN, good evening.
Good evening, Matt. I want to slap you now.
Thank you. Little under the weather tonight.
A little. Yeah, hang on. Back in a sec.
Well, PM goes to cough his guts up. He'll be back in a moment. He is under the weather, but we are at Donington Park. We've got 12 drivers. We have 2 debutants in the GT4 category tonight. One is Lucas Roth, driving the, as he called it, Burger King Alpine. The other is our first ever female competitor. Emma Kizzle will make her debut in the Ginetta. It's another Ginetta out on the circuit. But as we head now into that 1 minute break, as you could see there, the lovely, beautiful Bentley of Jaeger Motorsport of Matt Himovic and PN's Team Parker Racing Bentley liveried car there. Obviously, they're not on the grid. Yes, the cameras still haven't been fixed, meaning that we are just, well, sort of biding our time. We're a bit later into the show tonight. A lot more drivers turned up than what we had expected originally, meaning... one thing as well, Dennis Newman isn't here. So for Dennis Newman, he's not on the grid for, for race 1, meaning that everybody will be up a position in this race, PN. Dennis Newman well in this championship, not here. That could hurt him.
Oh, pal. Let me clear my throat. Oh. Yeah, that could hurt him quite a lot.
Could indeed.
A lot of points to give up. 2 races.
It is,
okay,
71 points to give up.
Yeah, and it's wet, so it's going to be carnage, to be brutally honest.
We reckon so. It could possibly be. With 462 points still up for grabs, the championship looks like this. In fact, no, sorry, apologies. Yeah, 71 points up for grabs. With 426 points left up for grabs. I forgot to delete last week's points after race 2. Rounds 9 and 10 of the season, the championship looks like this. Fury leads the way, 241 points. From unorthodox on 225. Gaps down to 16. Dan has had the rub of the green in recent weeks as... slippery curbs. Remember to brake early, my race engineer's telling us. Obviously, we don't normally hear that unless you're watching personal channels. I'm inside, I don't know who. Can't see it. You're inside. You've got DJ Phil inside of you.
Oh, no.
Lovely. Dennis Newman, though, is P3, 30 points behind. Smokey Devil, 53 points off the back in P4. Kishanyika, broken brake pedal. He's 61 points off the back, not here. Louis Allen, P6. A chance for him to move up the standings tonight. DJ Phil is 7th place. He's on 96 points, just ahead of PM Motorsport on 85. Obviously, PM has had to drop out of the championship. Exists Tibbs, 75 points. He is P9. Future Revenge is on 74 points in P10. Sutty Apex, our reserve driver, the first of 4 reserve drivers, is on 71 points. Gary 131 on 67. Our second reserve driver, Bryn, whose PlayStation 5 has gone bang on him. He is on 62. Peaceful Explosion, reserve driver on 56. John Andrews, not here tonight. Not heard from John. Hopefully all is well with John Andrews. He's on 54. Dean Wasaki's on 43 as a reserve driver. De Hoffner on 38 with Monkey Boy reserve driver on 28. Doc 2 is on 28. Overtaken 19. Shane on 8. And Ditandi gone from the league. Tetu gone from the league. Max Mulder missed tonight. Gone from the lead. We also then welcome Emma Kizzle and Lucas Roth. Now, with that being the case, and they came in after everything was confirmed and accepted, the grid order will look like this then. It is Doctor Who will be on pole. He will be the first man to go from the grid. P1. De Hoffner will then be P2. As them two are already in the front. Peaceful Explosion will then go from 3rd in his Mercedes-Benz. He's only got 2 cars he can outbrake himself in this week. In his Mercedes, P4 will be that of DJ Phil Green. He's P4 in this one. Louis Allen will go from P5. and he's just coming past Dan and Fury now to get into that P5 slot. Through he goes. Next up then is Smoky Devil, who follows through as well. After that will be Unorthodox and then Fury. Behind them, due to the fact he's requested to be at the back of the grid, will be Future Revenge from the back of the pack in this one, or from the what was meant to be the back, because then we had the late arrivals tonight. Lucas Roth will go from P8, from P10. E. McKizzle will go from 11th, and Dean Wasocki will go from 12th place. Hashtag We Are Janetta on the back. Dean in the wet turn 1, possibly in the best position here.
Yeah, he's not fancy his chances, hasn't he? I was just in a coughing fit a bit, so I was on mute.
Championship down 16 points OPN. It's looking interesting at the moment. Obviously, Dan seems to have the rub of the green at the moment. Dan really does seem to be in the groove, while Fury struggled for a few podiums recently.
Oh, well, we also struggled with track limits last week, so that's got to be in the back of his head.
It has as well, especially with the Fogarty S's around here. Take a little too much and it'll get a little greedy on the curve. That's definitely going to play in the back of your mind.
Yeah, and while this is an old style circuit, no acres of tarmac runoff.
No.
You've got grass. And
You
it
have.
punishes you.
You have got grass. Evening to Peaceful Stepdad in the chat, as well as Bethany Duffin and Micro Jays, who says, evening, good luck to E. Enjoy your debut race. Will we ever see Jay make his debut? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see.
But then we lose the race engineer.
Yeah, it depends on what category he qualifies in, I suppose.
Well, depends what we do on PS5, because we're going to have
Well,
to
yeah,
go PS5.
it looks like we're going to have to. The cameras now, it's been what? A month now?
4 months now, yeah.
Coming up to a month on Thursday?
Yeah, it's been a month, and this is just... They look...
It's hard to see the action develop. Brilliant. Now, he's going to get us in there on Thursday. The last person to bin it here on a formation lap or win the race was me.
You.
Dan actually won here in his Chevrolet Camaro. Dan actually won here in that same race. It was GT3s, GT4s. Dan actually won the race. So for Dan, you know, he's got a bit of pedigree at this circuit. Right, though, we're down out the hairpin. Race start has been initialised. And it is green and go, and Mike was a little eager there at the start. That's allowed Louis Allen to look and have a chance coming through the middle of the pack. DJ Phil's already to the outside as they come to Redgate corner. Louis Allen late on the brakes, received a punt from DJ Phil there, and off they both go. Fury and Dan have worked their way through the pack. Dan's already up to P4, but De Hoffner and Dr. Drew side by side coming through Hollywood to the top of Crater Curves. Dan goes side by side with Mike coming through the Crater Curves down towards the old hairpin. Here comes Dan. Fury's looking on the inside of Smokey. Dan's past Peaceful. Fury doesn't get the exit on Smokey as well. And I think Dan just had a bit of a moment on the exit because Mike looks like he's got him back on as they head uphill now towards McLean's. Fury has to tap on the brakes a little bit there. These wet conditions. Oh, Smokey's punted Dan. Dan's around.
Oh, that's Stewards might be it. Fury's just off past Mike as I'm trying not to cough when I'm talking.
So Fury's up to P3. Dan is down in P11 at the moment. The next car he's got to pass is Future Revenge. Dean Wasocki, steady start for him. He's up the pack a little bit, but it is De Hoffner who leads the way going through Sector 2, from Dr. Drew. Then Fury, Peaceful Explosion, well on at the Fogarty S's then, as they come down the Simplay straight for the first time. Lucas Roth in his Alpine looking to go around the outside of the Mercedes-Benz of Peaceful Explosion here. Emma Kizzle's just been passed by Louis Allen, so she's down to 7th. As Peaceful now goes deep at the hairpin. Fury was also wide at the Melbourne Loop, and Lucas Roth tucks underneath. Thank you, Mama, for the carrots.
And a little love punt from Peaceful as they go into Goddard's.
Yeah, Peaceful up the inside at Goddard's. Does he get it stopped on the brakes now? Lucas Roth looks to tuck underneath, a.k.a. Keegs. Can't do so. Pit lane is open, and don't forget, drivers can pit at the end of lap 1. DJ Phil now gaining on the back of E. McKizzle. That is for 7th place. And McKizzle obviously debutant here. Dan into the pits early doors, so he's got that job done. Dean's lost it somewhere. He's lost out to Future Revenge. DJ Phil with a little damage on his car, and E. McKizzle gets it through turn 1. Future Revenge is 9th, Dean's 10th. Dan's in the pits in 11th, and Smokey Devil continues on his way, but the gap out front half a second between the two Ginettas. De Hoffner wide. Dr. Who gets a great run through the old hairpin up towards McLean's. They now head. Oh, and a little wiggle there from Dr. Who on the back of De Hoffner. This could make Fury's eyes light wide up, and they do indeed, but he catches the Ginetta so quickly. He has to go wide at McLean's to get it tucked in. And that is not a position there. He's now going to look at Coppice. That's a brave place to overtake. Although he's forced De Hoffner into a mistake. A Furio tuck underneath. Thank you very much. The link is for a surprise, says Pierre Plava. Don't know what that means.
Who knows, but Plava.
Louis Allen's actually got past Lucas Roth as well here. As we go back down to E. McKizzle, she's still defending from DJ Phil. Lucas Roth looking on the back, coming into the Fogarty S's down the Simplay straight.
Smokey. Dan's done his stops.
Dan's at the Craners.
Yep, into the old hairpin.
And the worst thing for Dan here is Fury is sat P2, so we'll possibly gain some points back here in this one. Dr. Who on for his first ever race win at the moment. Obviously, this is just a sprint race. And at the minute, nobody is going to come into the pit lane. Louis Allen's got a bit of damage on the rear from the first corner from DJ Phil. Lucas Roth still behind. McKizzle's been passed by DJ Phil. She's now battling with DJ Phil as she comes down the start straight. Is she going to look into Redgate corner to send one up the inside? She's having a look, you know. DJ Phil goes very, very wide. And there we go, on track. E. McKizzle has got through. Now comes Future Revenge to follow through. Backs out of it. Yeah. And Dean Wisocki straight. Oh, he's been tapped by Future Revenge.
Oh, that was just chaos, and Dean's around as well. I think it was partly due to Phil being really slow.
Well, yeah, and then Future Revenge was slow as well. Plava, I don't know what link you're on about, but Dean there, he's been passed by Smokey. Dean's had to go through the middle of Future Revenge, who backed out of it, and Philly was slow on the rejoin.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if that goes in, to be honest.
Peaceful on the back of De Hoffner now. Here comes Lucas Roth trying to stay on the back of Louis Allen. Well, while all that's gone on in the background, by the way, E. McKizzle's now got a bit of a gap behind her, so she's doing well.
She is. She's chasing Keats. Or Lucas Roth, P1, whose name is from the driver, AI driver in the F1 games.
Well, Future Revenge is now the one I commented above. You haven't commented a link above. There is no link.
There is no link.
Plava, there is no link there. Well, DJ Phil has now been passed by Future Revenge. Dean will hopefully be wanting to chase these two down. Dan isn't a million miles away from these guys. But as we come through again, just going down the order, Mike's getting really close to the back of De Hoffner now. Oh, Lucas Roth's had a moment because E. McKizzle's now got past Lucas Roth and has now got Smokey Devil on the back of her. So Lucas Roth has had a big moment. E. McKizzle was running P6, can we just say here, on a debut, by the way. Smokey Devil's going to look up the inside. They tap doors a little bit. And E. McKizzle leaves just enough room there to let Smokey through. Smokey not the best on exit, and E. McKizzle now gets overtaken. So Lucas Roth down in 8th. Future Revenge gaining on the back of Lucas Roth. DJ Phil's very wide at Redgate once again, just cannot get that BMW to stop, and so is now Dean Wisocki. In his Audi, sorry. So is Dean Wisocki. So no driver deciding to pit. This is good for Dan, because while all these drivers are having a little scrap, Dan is able to close in that clear area. He's not coming out with traffic of cars around him.
No, Dan's orders on his own gone through Goddard, so Dean goes off through old hairpin.
So that's twice Dean's gone off now. Hopefully he'll get back on and recover to catch down DJ Phil. Dan, there we go. Plava has clipped Dan's Twitch he sent me on Discord. I won't watch it just yet, but he's clipped Dan spinning on the formation lap, it would seem. So, thanks, Plava.
He's now within the second of Doctor Who.
He is as well. We're just watching the battle between Mike and De Hoffner. Mike getting awfully close to the back. Future Revenge was close to the back of Lucas Roth. He's not anymore. Dean's got work to do to catch back up to DJ Phil. Fury within the second of Doctor Who.
Anyone hunking over to pit?
Yeah, this could be an interesting one. Not the top two don't. Third and fourth, are they going to decide to box? No, they don't. Nope. What about Louis Allen?
Louis does not. He stays out.
No, he stays out as well.
Smokey's
Smoky
on the
Devil.
grass.
Smoky Devil as well, by the way, may have damage to his car when he hit Dan. So Smokey stays out. E. McKizzle stays out.
Keith
Lucas
stays
Roth
out.
stays out. Future Revenge does as well. Just DJ Phil and Dean now to come through. Now, Dean's at Goddard's. Dan's at the Fogarty S's. So Dan is 26 seconds behind Dean. It's 30 seconds for a pit stop without damage. So Dean's what? Dean's a good 20 seconds off the race lead, I'd say, at the moment.
Oh, more than that, I think.
Dan could gain a lot of time here, to be fair. Fury's lost out to Doctor Who again. Dan's got a chance here to close that gap.
Yeah, as Dan's now gone through his Goddard's, as I'm watching the dot. How close he is to the back of Dean, because he was laning quite quickly.
Well, Dean's just gone through Sector 1, as Dan's gone through the slowest part of the sector. So, Sector 1 to 2 is a bit bigger than from the checkered flag to Sector 1, really, because you only go through 2 corners. You're halfway down the crane of curves. Right, Mike lost out a bit to De Hoffner. De Hoffner has gained on Fury a little bit, though. Future Revenge
Fury's lost
having a look. He has lost a lot to Doctor Who. Future Revenge looking up the inside of Lucas Roth. That gap's pretty close. Phil and Dean trying to catch Dan. Is 24 seconds to Dean. So last time we looked, it was 26. It's now 24. So Dan's coming in 2 seconds a lap to Dean. And while the other guy's out front are battling as well, is he going to gain on them? Right, back to the leaders then. Does Doctor Who decide to pit? 11.5 minutes remaining. No. What about Fury?
Yes.
Fury's in. Got to be careful. That pit lane speed limiter line comes up very fast. Mike also in. Louis Allen. What is he going to do? So Dan's just coming through Coppice now. Louis Allen boxes. Smoky Devil's going to carry on his way. What about E. McKizzle? Dan's down the Simplay straight. And Fury's in the pits. Now Dan's got 2 of the slowest corners on track here to get through. E. McKizzle carries on away. Lucas Roth following suit, as does Future Revenge. DJ Phil, he's going to pit. What about Dean Wasocki then?
Didn't stop Phil.
Quick from Phil.
It looked quick on entry, but I think he just got it slowed down as a way. Got it caught.
E. McKizzle a little wide at turn 1. That's allowed Lucas Roth right onto the back of her, as well as Future Revenge following suit. So keep your eyes on when Fury goes green, because Dan is coming through Goddard's at the moment. Fury's just gone green now. He's pretty much at the bottom of the pit lane. It's not the quickest release from Fury. He's coming towards the pit lane exit though. Here comes Unorthodox. See the BMW on the left-hand side of your screen? The BMW is behind Unorthodox. So what a strategy from Dan.
That worked. Stint it by Dan.
He's jumped 4 cars. And we'll see the gap coming down the crane of curves. But Fury was about 2 seconds behind Doctor Who. What's the gap down to Fury? 1.4. So Dan here could be on the back of Doctor Who for the race lead.
Yeah, it could be. Despite getting hit by Smokey on the race start.
It's having that clear air. I think he's not pitted and came out with traffic.
No, as Doctor Who stays out.
He does, indeed.
Pits.
De Hoffner pit, so Dan should jump in. Evening to Les Fernie as well as Fury's mum. Come on, Smokey, says Les Fernie. And evening, oh, come on, Fury, says Laura. Good evening to you guys in the chat. Smokey Devil currently P3. He stays out on track. McKizzle has just been overtaken by Lucas Roth. And has got Future Revenge not far behind. And E. McKizzle's looking up the inside here. She wants a piece of Lucas Roth. Just taps the rear of him. Lets him go. And she jumps it straight into the pit lane. Good decision probably from her there. As Dean Wasocki, the last car yet to pit, comes round the final corner.
He's coming in.
And he's coming straight in. Stays very tight to the exit to the corner. Dean into the pits. De Hoffner, though, still not away at the minute. Here comes Dan and Fury. Mike was the closest one to De Hoffner. But let's see when De Hoffner goes green. He goes green now.
Fury might be on dry tyre.
Fury might be on the dry tyre. We're hearing from Emplava in the chat. Well, Fury's got past. He's lost a lot of time. Here comes Mike, who's within a second and a half to De Hoffner. Well, he's a little closer now. He didn't get his braking bang on at the chicane, but he's probably at the same gap as what he was to De Hoffner last time out.
Yep, we'll wait with 2 Janettas or the Pinky McKizzle, who's
I think McKizzle's now away, yeah. She's done a stop, she's away. Dean's done his stop, he's away. They've both completed it as well. within the regulations. Dean will be a bit closer to DJ Phil, I reckon, here, as E. McKizzle's gone. There she appears at the bottom of your screen. There's Dean over the pit wall, and Dean just behind DJ Phil, but on the back now. Doctor Who is in the pits. This is the big one of where is Dan in relation. Dan's coming onto the sim play straight now.
Must be. No, Smokey stays out.
Smokey stays out. I reckon, you know, Fury might be on the dry tyres here because he's all of a sudden 3.7 behind Dan. And that's a lot of time for Fury.
Keegs is in.
So Lucas Roth in. Smokey Devil will lead this race. Future Revenge will be P2 in this race. And we're on board Dan at the moment. Yes, there's a battle peaceful to Hoffner. We'll just check that. That's not really close enough at the minute. Dean's 1.8 to DJ Phil. So he's pretty close to DJ Phil, is Dean at the moment. And DJ Phil trying to catch E. McKizzle here. Here comes Dan. Doctor Who hasn't been gone green. He's gone green now, but he's not near the pit exit. He now starts to move. Watch for unorthodox. He goes through. What about Fury? Not sure if Fury's on the dry tyres or the wet tyres, but here comes Fury. Just gets past Doctor Who. So Doctor Who loses 2 places. The undercut seems strong at Donington.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know for anyone who's got a race in Pro-Am and Pro.
Oh, McKizzle very deep at the Melbourne hairpin. Manages to get it turned in and back on the straight hours. Dean Wysocki can see her and DJ Phil fighting hard here. Lucas Roth not yet away. And it's these three that are going to be fighting Lucas Roth when he comes out the pit lane.
Car's down.
He's now away. And E. McKizzle's coming. I reckon E. McKizzle will have him done here. And I reckon he could be falling into the traps of Dean Wysocki. He will fall into the traps of Dean Wysocki. Through goes Dean and DJ Phil. And E. McKizzle! Oh, DJ Phil! Got it all out of shape on the brakes behind McKizzle and off into the gravel at Redgate. Spinning like his DJ decks.
Yeah. Well, these days, it would probably be an MP3 player, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably will be, to be fair. Right, Dan to Fury is now 5 seconds. Fury has got Doctor Who crawling over the back of him. Smokey stays out, Future stays out. And Dan's 19 seconds behind Future Revenge. He's 18 seconds behind Smokey. I think Fury might be on the dries here, you know. I'm not saying he's not making them work, but he's got no pace. Can we look at timetables? Let's have a look at the timetables a second.
Confirmation, Fury on dries, but it says it's not that bad. Palava's just said in chat.
Fury lapping 42's his last 2 laps. Yep. Doctor Who, yeah, 47 for his in lap, and that was his out lap of a 38, so we can't really tell at the moment. What we can tell is let's compare that to the likes of De Hoffner, 43's last lap, first flying lap out. Mike, 43's. And then you compare that to Dan. Dan lapping 40s and 41s. So Dan flying, Mike on the back of De Hoffner. Doctor Who's lost a bit of time to Fury. And we've still got Dean Wysocki, who's got past E. McKizzle, as well as jumping Lucas Roth. So Dean's now running in 9th place. And E. McKizzle is side by side with Lucas Roth. DJ Phil watching on from the background. Here comes E. McKizzle. Is she going to cut back to the inside? Lucas Roth comes back. E. McKizzle up the inside. Does she get it stopped into turn 1? She's a little deep. Lucas Roth's going to get the switchback job done. E. McKizzle, great ambition there.
Loki doesn't pit yet. He has to pit because it won't register a stop if he leaves it too late.
Yeah, what about Future Revenge, Ant? Peaceful explosion right over the curbs there. Gets a good run compared to De Hoffner. He's now going to look to the inside. And if you watch the British GT, they saw the Donington Decider 2 weeks ago. And Mike up the inside at Goddard. He's gone a little deep himself. Gets a bit of a tap from De Hoffner, who's actually lost the car. So De Hoffner's tapped the back of Mike and has spanned the front end around. And on they go. Doctor Who back on the rear wing of Fury, just about. But now Mike, with that bit more pace than De Hoffner, can chase after these two in net 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, that would be a bad result if Mike can squeeze the podium. Probably not going to happen because there's only 3 minutes left. As I'm going to cough again. There's a lung.
So Peaceful now 6 seconds ahead of De Hoffner. Louis Allen's a bit further back. DJ Phil's now on the back of McKizzle, who's just gone a little deep on the exit of Goddard's, but has been able to keep hold of that position. DJ Phil is now looking to the outside line and cannot get it done there. And now he's on the grass a little bit. In terms of Dan and Fury's points at the minute, Dan net first place, Fury net second. Dan will gain 4 more points over Fury, taking that gap back down to 12 points. As DJ Phil on and off the brakes. Smokey's in. So DJ Phil on and off the brakes. Dan is 31 seconds behind Smokey. So that's probably doable because it's more than 1 second to drive in and drive out.
Yep. Future's not pit really now, hasn't he?
No, you'll get one more lap in. 1 minute 40s, 1 minute 50s. Well, he's got to pit next lap. Otherwise, that'll be probably last place because of the 130-second time penalty. It's a Smokey, and it's a question of Smokey. Where does he come out? Fury's now 8 seconds behind Dan. So that's pretty much 39 seconds. Smokey could be in that Fury Doctor Who fight, you know, here. For the podium, well, here comes Fury. Smokey's not yet away. Doctor Who's not a million miles away. Smokey's still not away. Ignore me, I'm wrong. He could possibly be near Mike.
No, Mike.
He's dropped now. Mike's got through. What about De Hoffner? We'll wait for Smokey Devil to come off his limiter.
Mike's took 5 seconds out of Doctor Who. A few seconds out of Doctor Who. I swear it was a bigger gap, didn't there?
I think it was, yeah. So Smokey, I said, could have been fighting for a podium. He's P7.
As we say, evening to Welshie in chat.
Evening to Welshie. It's been a long time since we've seen Welshie in the chat. DJ Phil looking up the inside of E. McKizzle and cannot get the job done. McKizzle getting it parked on the apex. They get a good run together out the Melbourne hairpin and up towards Goddard's they come now. Again, apologies for the camera angles. We are working to get them fixed with G-Portal, and hopefully they will be fixed. But if not, we may have to move to the PS5 version. McKizzle defending like a trooper against good old DJ Phil here.
Dan took 3 seconds out of Future Revenge in a sector.
Yeah, so Dan's flying. Future Revenge could come out way behind. McKizzle wide at Redgate. Now DJ Phil's going to go side by side as they come through Hollywood. DJ Phil up the inside of Hollywood. He's now going to be on the outside part for the next part of the crane of curves. E. McKizzle backs out that one. That's probably sensible from McKizzle as now DJ Phil goes on the grass. He did the duffing chop, not quite. But DJ Phil off at the old hairpin as Future Revenge pits. Dan now starts the final lap. Fury will easily come through. Future Revenge stops. This could be interesting, you know, with E. McKizzle and DJ Phil, actually. Future Revenge stops now. Fury's through. Doctor Who's through. Mike is past. De Hoffner is past. Smokey Devil is coming through. He's now through. Louis Allen will also be through. Dean Wasocki may be on for a top 8 here. So say started at the back of the pack. P8, not a bad job. That is done. Next car, Dean Wasocki. Now, Dean wasn't a million miles away behind Future Revenge. But let's just keep an eye on his pace.
More importantly, Dean
Future Revenge is away. Yep, they're on. I can see them. Future Revenge is away. Future Revenge is off the limiter. And Dean did not catch up to the back of him as quick as he would have liked. Mike 6 seconds behind Doctor Who. At the moment, can McKizzle hang on? She's going to cross the line, start her final lap of the race. In her first ever race, she's on to beat DJ Phil. But out front, the Chevrolet needs 2 wins tonight to go equal with the Renault on 5 race wins in the car manufacturer's stats. Well, this is about to become race win number 4 for an Orthodubs in the season. Race win number 3 this season, sorry. It's about to become race win number 66 in the season. Good and it number. Is going to be back-to-back wins for an Orthodubs 16 who comes home to take the win at Donington Park. And Fury has lost out to Doctor Who in the dying minutes of the race.
He's got him.
He's got an undercut. Does Fury get the run down to the start line? Doctor Who nicks it by 12 thousandths of a second from Fury. What a drive that from Doctor Who. Mike will come home for P4. That's a good result for Mike.
Yep. De
De Hoffner will be P5. Smoky Devil, P6. Bit low down than what he would have wanted, but obviously involved in that incident with Dan early on. Louis Allen. That is going to be a P7 for him. Future Revenge. Currently looks like he's going to hold on for that P10. Or P8. I wonder if it was just them dry tyres at the end for Fury that's just cost him that second place. That does wonders for Dan's championship because that is an 8-point swing. Future Revenge P8. Dean Wasocki is going to cross the line for P9. Good result for Dean from the back of the grid. Lucas Roth in the GT4s. In the Alpine, he picked a bold choice there, did Lucas Roth. He's going to get P10. Oh, McKizzle has been beaten at the line. DJ Phil will come home for P11. And E. McKizzle, P12. We'll be right back in a few moments' time. Do not go anywhere. And E. McKizzle, P12. We'll be right back in a few moments' time. Do not go anywhere. Oh, E. McKizzle.
Actually, still won.
Oh, McKisley. And she's already 10 points behind Overtaker in the championship.
And ahead of Max.
Ahead of Max, ahead of Shane. Dean's now just gone ahead of John Andrews. Dean should go above Bryn in the next race. Possibly Gary as well.
I'm going to drop White and Ledbury's loom because I think I should pick last place for being in the comps box. Points.
Danny Davis went to
Welshie in chat. What game is this? Because the graphics look like they're from the 90s.
Here's an interesting one for you. Dan has never had a pole or a win at Donington Park. He did as well. No, it was a stupid move, but the tactic of pitting early and not having the traffic massively helped you out there. Is this what you've needed all season? I do have a question to ask you in the interview. You dropped it on the formation lap. In fact, I've been sent a clip of you dropping it on the formation lap. Plava sent me the clip. Was McKizzle mad? Is Keegs allowed to change cars?
Fuck it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Fuck it.
I'm keeping that as one race start for the Alpine on the manufacturer's list.
Fuck it. You've got two other admins here, Matt, so fuck it.
It's officially got more race starts than the fucking Maserati in competitive racing. Eight because Doctor Who done him. Yes.
He was fucking all over the shot at first, and then it started to dry out. It started to just, the wets were starting to become a bit shit. I was understeering, but I was in the low 40s. The Fury was like 42, 41, so he was matching what Doctor Who was doing, and it just, as soon as he went off track, one little bit, went off by a tiny bit, that was it, lost the pace of the earth. But if he stuck to the train track, he would have been able to stick with my pace. He's got McLaren, so.
Has he gone McLaren, is he?
Yep. Who else have we lost? We're down on 11.
I'm going for a quick wee.
Aye,
We're down to 11. Who else have we just lost? He's still there.
Mike.
Mike. Yeah, Mike could only probably do one race, couldn't
Yeah.
he? Hey, a P4 though. That ain't half bad for Mike.
It's a shame he can't do them all, you know.
I know.
Because I think he'd be up there in this like he would GT3s at times.
When you're not racing. Is that right?
Yeah, he'll have a quality Bathurst, you watch.
Oh, him and sister working more. I don't know how much longer I can race for. Yay. Oh well, I'll just do the PS5 stuff, can't I? Yep. No wonder Microsoft and Sony are doing Twitter integration. Free price plan, which includes write-only access to Twitter, with the ability to post 1,500 tweets a month. Basic money. So, yeah. Twitter's about to die, isn't it?
Pretty much.
This is not bad looking Triceratops.
Right, I'm going to run to the toilet as well.
Mm-hmm. He's down of a dog. Annoying, to be honest. Yeah, because they had the it's motorsport games. They had the license for cars, but they're probably going to pull them as well. No. Well,
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't mean to, but I'm kind of glad I did.
was it fun?
Actually, yeah. I actually felt a lot more stable. Bro, Dean's kid. Did you not hear me say, Dean, fucking mute your mic, please? Yeah, no, I know. So was I, but at the end of the day... has he left the party? He's in game chat now, isn't he? All we asked was that he muted his mic so we could concentrate, because all you got in the background for the entire 20 minutes was his kid playing fucking Bob the Builder.
Can we fix it? No, it's fucked. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peace was back.
I'm not being funny, but...
Yeah, gonna race again.
Pierre, that shit you know, if you heard what if you were listening to what we were, you would understand. That fucking kid I get Dean's just had, like, Mrs. just had the big carriage, but at the end of the day, if we're asking you to you might, because your kid's fucking playing Bob the Builder fucking simulator, and it sounds like the cunt was building a fucking house.
Oh, that sounds like a great game if I'm going to be honest with you.
Mate, you do not understand Dean's kid.
Oh, no, I do.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, I do.
All you heard the entire fucking 20 minutes of the race was... And it's like, fucking hell, what's the kid hammering? Is he building a Dubai mansion or some shit?
You should hear his eldest.
All you heard was Dean shouting at his kids and the fucking kid just hammering shit. I was like, oh my god. Oh yeah, did you like my dry running?
How do I feel when the BTCC game is cancelled? No, they bothered. To be fair, I wasn't hyped for it because motorsport games are waiting. So yeah, good dry running that, Joe.
I didn't even mean to put the dries on, but I went quicker with the dries than I did the wets.
Dan and Smokey's strategy impressed me more. Sixth, seventh.
Hang on.
See, watch this. Stewards are biased. Dan's just said he's getting a penalty. Watch.
Right, can I just say, I said fuck all about my penalty in the steward's room. Mike said his piece, which I thought when he said I deserve a penalty for punting you off, I thought that's bollocks.
I don't fucking agree with him saying anything in the chat. It's just between me and hypothetically and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he voted for something else, I went for something else, and the other two agreed with me. At the end of the day, we are...
Buck stops with you. You are one of the main admins with PN. Buck stops with you. It's Dan stewarding on me. If anything, Joe, I'm surprised I didn't get the penalty.
You know, Joe, if I get any chance to give Matt a penalty, I always fucking...
You do. You do.
But at the end of the day, everyone wants consistency, everyone wants to be fair, and that's what I did.
Right.
Fair and consistent.
I was in the braking zone, though.
You was, mate. I'd watched it time and time. I think I watched it about 6 or 7 times over and over, trying to decide who was at fault. And again, the rules state you can't move on the braking, and you made that slight jink, which you did.
Before I hit the brakes.
Still, like, you're in the braking zone.
Right.
You may have
Right.
touched
Okay.
brakes, but
5.
Yeah.
5, 4. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport. No, I've done it again. I forgot to press the right fucking thing.
I did that, yeah.
I did that. That's 3 weeks in a row I've done that now. Dan's first car. Right. 5, 4. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for round 10 of the season, which marks the magnificent halfway mark. We are joined by 2 of the top 3 in the commentary box. That is Unorthodox and Fury. Before we get into it, though, championship standings are as follows. Fury, well, losing out to Doctor Who by 12 thousandths of a second means that his gap would have been 12 points. It's now down to 8. So Dan has got a little closer to him. Dennis Newman, P3. He's only 3 points clear of Smokey Devil, at the moment. No Dennis Newman on the grid tonight. No Kishan Yukari, the Saluyanan has caught him. Still away behind, though. DJ Phil drops down to 7th place. Future Revenge moves up to P8. Just ahead of PM Motorsport, who is now down to 9th for Peaceful Explosion. Inside the top 10, but not here for race 2, as we know he... Oh, no, he is here for race 2. He's on the track. Mike is doing both races. Right. Well, that was a shock. Mike will possibly overtake PM Motorsport tonight. Tibbs down in 11th, Sutty is 12th, Gary 13th and Brim 14th. De Hoffman's up to 15th place already and can really leapfrog up into that top 10 tonight. Dr. Who is up to 16th place with Dean Wasaki in 17th, John Andrews 18th with Monkey Boy 19th, Overtaker 20th, Lucas Roth 21st and E. McKizzle 22nd. Shane is down in 23rd place. We are joined by Fury and Dan, and we will start with Fury over Dan. Joe, P3, lost a few points to Dan more than what you would have wanted in this championship, but on the slick tyre, you'll take a podium.
Yeah, I kind of may or may not have forgot to add the wet tyres to the pit strategy. I made sure my pressures were right, but then I kind of added the dries. well, forgot to change them from dries to wets, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna stick with it, see how it goes, because I seen the dry line starting to form. I was like, just see how it goes, and I started to go a lot quicker than I was going on the wets, and I was like, okay, I'll just stick with it. Stuck with it, made a little bit of a mistake on the last lap, which caused Doctor Who to catch up. Coming into the hairpin, he managed to get a dive bomb on me. I gave him the room. Obviously, in the wet, you got to give the room, even in the dry. And yeah, tried to get a cut back on him, but BMW didn't have enough traction to get it going.
Didn't have enough traction to get going. It's a podium as well, though. It marks yet another podium in your career at the moment. That puts you now on to 107 podiums, especially after the good week you had last week in the GT3s with a double podium there. But the gap is close between you and Dan in this championship, and it really has been these last couple of weeks. Game on now, because Dan has started to take the points back off you.
Yeah, I got to take my hat off to Dan. He's he is a good driver. Anything he gets into, he's always up there or thereabouts, no matter what. Even in the Retia, he was doing well. But yeah, he's not an easy driver to beat. But
is this kind of what you wished you had in Porsche Cup? Obviously, we know you ran away with the Porsche Cup a little bit, but Dan giving you that fight, is this more a challenge for you now and game on between the pair of you?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was looking for in the Porsche Cup, because obviously I know Dan loves a Porsche. Ever since I've been to Donington the first time, I've loved Porsches, and yeah, considering we both love them in our own ways, would have been nice to have a better fight than what we did, but you know, we still had our fights on Alton, Brands, Snet, wherever we went, we really had a fight.
You had a fight indeed. Well, Joe, P3, what can you do in this second race coming up a little later on?
Hopefully get a good position in qualifying, get a good start. Maybe put the dries on in the pit stop again, depending on if it's actually dry enough, and just see how it goes.
Just see how it goes. Well, Joe, well done on the race win today. On the third place, sorry, congratulations.
Cheers, mate. Congrats to Dan and Doctor Who as well.
And we go now to your race winner. It's his 66th race win. It's his third race win of the season. Dan, 8 points to gap. But that one wasn't the easiest of races for yourself.
No particular other BMW driver didn't make the start of the race particularly easy, but hey ho. Yeah, wet conditions, Camaro, thank you very much. I'm really happy about that. I mean, it's Donington Park, and that's the only downside that it's Donning, but no, like you said, Fury is whatever championship he gets involved in, whether it's Porsche Super Cup, GT4s, especially side championships, he's always there.
Yeah.
Always the one to beat. So yeah, I'll take that one. Quite happy, and this is like I said to you before we started racing, that this was going to be the round where the Camaro will show its true potential. And being out on my own probably helped that, but yeah, we'll see what we can do for race 2.
See what you can do for race 2. Now, we know your love-hate relationship with these British circuits isn't the best, but tonight, you know, you always seem to go well here, even when you say that you hate them. Tonight's another case of that. That's your first ever race win at Donington Park.
Yeah, I mean, it all started out back when Nima guy decided to walk his dog. I dislike Donington Park, but yeah, it's one of British circuits I've never seemed to do well at. I don't know why, don't know what it is, but I can't seem to gel at home races. But the Camaro around here just feels lovely. I've driven it on another league, I've driven it again for other events around this track, and it just feels at one with this circuit, and it's one of the only few times I actually enjoy driving Donington Park, so yeah.
Yeah. 8 points in it. Obviously, 391 still to play for. A lot still on that line to play for. But 8 points that gap. It could be done in this second race. You could be tied with the championship lead. You could be in the championship lead. Are you thinking about the championship at the minute, or is it still close that gap to Fiore?
Bring the points down. Bring the points down, and if I am in front, use every opportunity where the Camaro is at its strongest to gain advantage, because I know what that M4 can do, and it has been tricky trying to catch the M4 in this car, but as I said, we just we just do what we can, take the points when we can, and when the wet weather comes, that's when we try and get the Camaro out of its best conditions. Because in the wet, this thing is a dream to drive.
Well, Dan, a dream to drive race 2. What can you do realistically?
Put it on pole and try and disappear for Fury. Try and do what he does in every other championship. Like he said, the Porsche Super Cup, he just had the edge over me.
Yeah.
With this championship, I can tweak and change a car that kind of suits my style. Porsche suited him. So in this one, stick it on pole and try and disappear into the distance if possible.
Well, Dan, we'll let you get back to it. Congratulations on the 66th race win.
Cheers, and well done to Doctor Who and also to Fury for a great race.
And look at that. We've allowed Lucas Roth to change cars. He's not really in this championship fight. He's gone P4 in a McLaren, PM.
He has, and something amazing's happening. Future Revenge is out qualified.
He actually is. Wow. Yeah, he is. He's on an invalid lap, but he is there qualifying as DJ Phil moves back up above Dean Wisocki into P7. DJ Phil actually only 0.3 of a second off the back of Peaceful Explosion at the minute. So Michael want to get his foot down there. Dan's gone back to the pits. Dan, half a second currently in the pole position, margin over him and Fury. Fury's coming down to the Melbourne Loop now to complete his latest lap. Camaro just has looked a solid car tonight, PM. We saw in the practice session for the hour while we were sorting the stream out and everything that the Camaro has looked really good.
Yeah, it's quite a good car, not going to lie. I do like a bit of American muscle every now and again. Kind of wish I chose that instead of the KTM, but then again, I couldn't finish the season, so...
Well, Fury gets the gap down now to just under 0.4 of a second. It's now 3.99 between Dan and Fury. So Dan gone back to the pits. That's so he can leave the party so he's not distracted by us. Mike's now coming to that final hairpin of Goddard's. Down the straight he comes towards Redgate Corner. Mike improves to go P4. 1.6 off the time. E. McKizzle. No, it's Louis Allen who's next to the line. Yet to set a lap time is Louis Allen. Quietly going about his business this season.
Well, didn't he sign up right after a couple of races in the GT4s? So he's bedding himself in. He's on a P10. So
up to P10 behind Dr. Who, Dean Wisocki and DJ Phil, who's coming to the line next. I believe that is Lucas Roth, who's now P5. There was another car in there as well. Couldn't quite see that. May have been Dr. Who. It was, as well as E. McKizzle. Next car on a valid lap, well, that is Fury once again. He's currently got that gap just under 0.4 of a second. Now, Fury's got a pole position and a race win around here. I believe that may have been back in his Pro-Am season when he won the Pro-Am Championship. Most successful driver here is Andy with 1 pole and 2 race wins. You've also got Nicky Alfie with a win to their name as well as Dan. You've got BT Targa of Fury and Gary 131 with 1 win and 1 pole each. Disco McDisco Face also has a win. Maze Gamer has 2 poles but no wins. Mazda and Big Boy Brazier on the ban list have 1 pole position to their name as well. Fury round Goddard's to the line. What can the BMW M4 do now? No improvements. Next car, Smokey Devil, currently P3 in this race. That's not bad for Smokey.
No, I'm just trying to think, what have I done here? Oh yeah, 2 Clio races and I was abysmal.
I've never actually raced Donington Park at Simplay Motorsport, so there we go.
I was abysmal in the Clios.
It will be nice to get out there on Thursday night actually and be able to race around Donington Park. My home circuit, my favourite ever circuit, bar into Lagos, which isn't on the game. And I've never actually raced it, because I've always commentated.
Into Lagos, the only way you can play that these days is either
Formula 1 or
Gran Turismo.
Yeah. Here comes Lucas Roth, needs to find a 10th. Lucas Roth up to P5. E. McKizzle, she's a little off the pace at the moment, but 1 lap pace isn't everything. She's learning.
She's learning, and she has got quicker.
She has got quicker. She doesn't improve that time around, though. Next car to the line is car 21. That is De Hoffner. Behind him is car 86. That is DJ Phil. De Hoffner, no improvement. DJ Phil, no improvement. Next car to the line is Unorthodox.
He's backed off.
Who, is backed off quite a lot. Is that to allow Future Revenge to go, I wonder?
Probably. He's got space because
so
there's a car
next one on a valid... Yeah, that's coming through Melbourne. That is Fury, but Fury's on an invalid lap. Lucas Roth and Louis Allen in the pits.
I would love to someone to have officially in a game on the current gen consoles. It is on a Dreamcast game. The old Donington Park, the pre-war circuit.
Where the chicane... Oh, right, I was going to say the one where the chicane... The Tocker 2 one, where the chicane's where it should be, not right close up to the building. Here comes Smoky Devil. Stays P3, no improvement. 67, that's Peaceful Explosion. We'll get back to PN in just a second. PA, Peaceful to the line. Goes P3. Hello, Mike Matthews.
This is the pre-war circuit. It's on a game called Spirit of Race on the Dreamcast and PC.
Right.
But that was released like 20 odd years ago.
Fair enough.
And I would love to have not a mod, actually in a game. Because you could probably mod it onto Assetto Corsa on PC.
You probably could, yeah. You imagine having all the old school British circuits and then doing like a British touring car race.
And have your pre-war stuff.
Because obviously Project Cars 2, we've got Silverstone Classic, which is a fantastic circuit. Here comes Ian McKizzle, then down towards the line comes Ian McKizzle. No improvement for her there. Car 73. That is Doctor Who now goes P3. So Doctor Who knocks Mike off his perch.
Is the track getting quicker, maybe?
I think the track might be getting quicker, but also, I'm just going to say, I think Mike really suits these GT4 cars.
I think he's enjoyed it. I think ditch for Honda.
Oh, Future Avenger is about to complete a qualifying lap and return to the pit lane. Not sure why. Here comes Dan then. So Dan on a flyer, backed out the last lap. He's going to get one more run at this. Doesn't improve there. What about Fury? I don't think he's going to improve. He was very, very wide at Goddard's. Probably going for one more final run. Louis Allen, he's not going to get an improvement this time around either. He's on an invalid lap. Smokey was third last time he crossed the line. He's now fifth. So we'll want to improve on that. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that thumbs up button and the bell to be notified when we are live. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. As Peaceful Explosion. Oh, no. And that's probably going to ruin his next lap because he's had to get on the brakes. He was about to lose it. Yeah, he's backed out.
He knows.
Pulls to the side. Dean Wysocki should get one more run in here. And car 21 of De Hoffner might get one last chance in as well. So Dean Wysocki comes round Goddard's now. Is he up on his time? Any improvement to be made over the line? No, not for him there. And the next car on a valid lap is Dan. But Dan is right behind Lucas Roth here. We do apologise for the camera angles. Obviously, ACC on the PS4 version is not allowing us to use the correct camera angles and go to the TV mode. So we do apologise for that. As qualifying is now done. 3 cars coming to the end of the lap on the qualifying. Dan just a little wiggly through Fogarty S's there. A lot of drivers coming into the pits. Dean is done. And Dan down now into Goddard's. Into the Melbourne hairpin. Up he comes towards Goddard's now. Yeah, we do apologise for these camera angles. We will hopefully have something back better and proper as well. And Dan now, 1 minute 40.7 to the line. No improvement. Fury's next. Can he get him? Because the gap will be down to 7 points for the extra point for pole here. Fury to the line. Does not get Dan.
Nope.
Last car, car 21 of De Hoffner.
Oh, maybe that's my phone. Breaking hard into the foggy S's.
So this will be pole position number 42 for Dan if De Hoffner doesn't get it. Also, Chevrolet, 1 podium and then they're tied with Aston Martin. They're now on 8. 1 win, they're tied with Renault. They're now on 4. A pole position for the Chevrolet, will put it 2 behind the Renault as well, actually.
Can we combine the F1 stats for the Aston Martin at least? Because these are sorts of
well, the Aston Martin has 9 wins, 9 poles and 35 podiums. De Hoffner doesn't take poles for Orthodubs. Will take pole position. The gap's now down to 7 points. It is Dan on pole for the 42nd time. If it was actually to add the F1 stats, it'd have 91 race starts, which would put it on 100, and it'll put it on 200 exactly, and we'll put it above the Ginetta.
Same with Ferrari as well.
It would have 35 podiums with the Aston Martin, giving it a grand total of 44. It'd have 9 extra pole positions, giving it a grand total of 9, because it's not had a GT3 pole. It'd have 9 wins, giving it a grand total of 12.
That's the sight. My Bentley's just eating the Camaro. And you can see just a little bit of peak bodywork of Dan's Camaro coasting through the Bentley. We wish they fixed this, because this is awful.
Yeah, this is not great at all. If you use Ferrari as well, Ferrari would have 6 wins. I put it on 17. It'd have only 2 poles, which would put it on 19. 30. It'd have 25 podiums, which would put it on.
Remember me.
Yeah, exactly. It'd take it over its 50 mark. That's for sure. Right, DJ Phil in race 1. We forgot to mention as well, made his 300th race start. So there you go.
Which driver's got the most starts now in Simplay? It is Phil, wasn't
DJ Phil, yeah, DJ Phil's got the most race starts in Simplay Motorsport. So, hold on, Phil.
30 seconds.
Bentley got its 250th race start last week, so we've just got to...
I'm so tempted to hit drive. Be a pace car.
20 seconds.
11. And then Bentley goes on to the yellow now.
10 seconds.
It would be really tempted. Whatever it'll work, where you could control the pace. Right. I am going to watch from the back for the race start. As we go on a warm-up lap, and I really want to cough again, I will try to not to. The man flu. I've tested negative before anyone asks. It's a cold.
Hi, folks. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Les Fernie. Thank you very much. Do appreciate the comments.
Yeah.
Who's your tip for the race win? PN?
Dan. I wonder if Fury's starting on 6. There's a question.
Well, the interesting thing is, in the practice sessions we've had most of the week, there has been lighter rain conditions come in. Tonight, it's just been fully wet.
Yep.
So, no lighter rain. Poll up in the chat for who you think is going to win the race if you disagree with any other drivers. Comment who you think will win. Yeah, so it's not got lighter. We've had it where it was damp earlier. When Dan was testing earlier, it was damp.
I had it greasy last night when I was in this session. So, for no reason now, because real life. Family first and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately. Benny Varga in the chat. Gotta love the name Doctor Who. Oh yeah, absolutely. David Tennant. Oh, where's the best Doctor?
He's back this year, isn't he, as the Doctor?
Yep. Until he regenerates again.
Evening to Benedict Varga. Gotta love the name Doctor Who. Indeed you have. Right, through the fog of TS as we come. So it's Dan from Fury. Doctor Who from Peaceful is row 2. Row 3 is Smokey and Lucas Roth. And all Scottish row 3. De Hoffner and DJ Phil from Dean Wisocki and Louis Allen. And the final row, E. McKizzle and Future Revenge.
Isn't she the first Canadian we've had as well?
She's the first Canadian we've had. She's the first female we've had. And if she makes it into the top 20, so she needs to get ahead of 2 drivers, she'll be on the standings for next week's tables. Because Overtaker may not be on the standings for next week's tables because he's not been here for a while, and Lucas Roth's about to pass him to get 20th place. 45 minutes is a long, long time, but we are about to go racing, and we're going to go on board Peaceful Explosion's view from row 2 to see Dan and Fury down in towards turn 1 as we PN for round 10 and the halfway point to the GT4 season. Or green and go. And I'll tell you what, it's Lucas Roth who's got an absolutely demon star on the outside of Mike and Doctor Who. Great stuff from him. Smoky Devil's going to look up the inside. Doctor Who manages to get it on the brakes. A bit of door rubbing there. Smoky Devil's up the inside. A Peaceful Explosion. He's now side by side with Peaceful. Dan's held on to the lead from Fury, but it's Lucas Roth who now tucks in ahead of Doctor Who. Smoky and Peaceful come together. Mike has to skate across the craners. Hopefully he doesn't rejoin and collect anybody. He's not. He's tumbling down the order though. And Ema Kizzle stayed ahead of Future Revenge here as well. So it is Dan from Fury, Lucas Roth, Doctor Who, Smoky Devil, De Hoffner, DJ Phil, Dean Wasocki, who's got Louis Allen right on the back of him here.
Yep, so that'll probably be another one put in.
Yeah, Louis Allen's not got through there. Mike's downing like he's not actually a million miles away off the back of Future Avengers, so he's not lost massive amounts of time. But when you qualify P3, you'd like to hope there'd be a good race result on the back.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? All that effort in qualifying to get a decent starting place and just to be barged out of the way through the craners, which...
Dean chasing down... Sorry, Ben. Dean chasing down DJ Phil was quite late on the break, so Louis Allen messed it up as well. McKizzle watching that Future Revenge way behind, and Mike's only 3.1 off the back already, but 45 minutes in this one to do the business. As that is Lucas Roth, who's gone very, very wide there, and Doctor Who has actually lost out to Smoky Devil, and Lucas Roth loses out to Hoffner and to DJ Phil, and he's back on now and gets past DJ Phil into Goddard's. Wow, Phil was late on the brakes there. Day late, dollar short. He's gone so wide at Goddard's. Dean Wasocki will get through. Louis Allen will get through. Ema Kizzle followed DJ Phil. She's wide and on the grass. Future Revenge comes back down the start straight. And now here's Peaceful Explosion on the back of Future Revenge. On the back of Ema Kizzle. This could be 3 wide coming into Redgate corner. And Mike's in the middle of 2 Ginettas. Future breaks early. Mike gets the job done. A little tap with McKizzle. And he's off at turn 1 as well. And McKizzle and Future Revenge both get through.
That was brave. That would have been very brave if that worked, but he didn't, unfortunately.
It didn't, no. Dan's already put daylight between Fury and himself, and Smoky Devil under pressure from Doctor Who with De Hoffner and Lucas Roth. Close proximity as well. And Doctor Who to the outside at McLean's. De Hoffner's going to look up the inside. Smoky just doesn't have the power or the confidence in that BMW as Doctor Who switches sides for Coppis. Brave to overtake at Coppis. Lucas Roth has a look. Can't get it done there. Peaceful now on the back of Future Revenge. Once again, McKizzle's gone off at McLean's, so she's dropped down to last place. Great drive for Lucas Roth out of Coppis, down the sim place straight. McLaren's apparently the fastest in a straight line. Well, you can kind of see why there.
Yeah, and I noticed Keys is running a British GT livery as well.
Yeah.
And his,
good lad. Louis Allen gets a good run on Dean towards the Melbourne loop. Looks up the inside. Dean brakes a little later. Dean's going to go straight on there. And Future Revenge has been passed by Mike. Peaceful Explosion.
Don't hit that wall.
That was very close. Very close. Dan, though, 1.6 ahead of Fury already. This could be 3 wins in a row for Dan. And what would the chap... So it's 7 points at the moment. And if Dan wins this one, that's an extra 4. So the gap will be 3 points.
Yeah. Game on going into... Bathurst, isn't it, next?
Yeah, Bathurst next. Massively so. So Dean stays ahead of DJ Phil. DJ Phil's now being hunted down by Peaceful. McKizzle's going to try and hunt down the rest of the pack. But De Hoffner still with Lucas Roth, who's still with Doctor Who, who's still with Smoky Devil. This is great racing.
As Billy, will I drive tomorrow? No. Real life's happened, so I can't race.
Evening to Daz Automatic, who's just woke up. I'm sure he'll be loving the fact that Ema Kizzle's out on the track. Doctor Who
2 seconds.
really putting pressure on Smoky Devil. Looks again at Coppis. That BM in Smoky's hands just isn't getting the drive out the corners here.
No. Has he got the right tyres on? There's a question. But then again,
there is a question.
He's a Scot, so he's used to wet weather.
Mike's gained 2 places. He's got past Phil, who's got past Dean, so Mike's got past pair of him. And he's now heading down after Louis Allen. 7.6 is the gap. DJ Phil very slow through the foggy Tessas. Dean gets a good foggy Tessas, but can't get that power down because DJ Phil was there to block his way. And now they look down towards the Melbourne loop. Dean late on the brakes, gives Phil a little tap. But stay stationary to let Phil get going. And that Future Avengers come to join the party. And if they're not careful, Lee McKizzle may fancy jumping on the back of this.
Yeah.
Now Keegs.
Fury's dropped Smokey.
Yeah. Dan's dropped Fury.
Yeah.
And Doctor Who was a little wide at Redgate Corner. Keegs all over the curb there to try and get through. Can't get it done. 17 people watching. Currently 11 likes. Guys, go hit that thumbs up button on the stream. Every little helps. And you just hear that big lift for Lucas Roth down the crane of curves. Oh, big wiggle there. And now Doctor Who gets a great run. Smoky Devil all over the place through the old hairpin. And I think Doctor Who got out of it there a little bit.
Yeah, he did, because that gap was probably going to close rapidly by Smokey.
As the Ginetta comes off the corner, Smokey is very, very twitchy. Pit window opens in about 6 minutes' time. And Smokey's just very twitchy on the rear end of that car.
He's struggling, isn't he?
Yeah,
he ain't got the right pressures.
Yeah, something's not right on that BM at the moment. And Lucas Roth trying to sit in the perfect seat to capitalise on 2 places here. Louis Allen's 4 seconds off the back of De Hoffner. Mike's got the gap down to Louis Allen, 3.9. So Mike is motoring at the minute.
I think he's enjoying this GT4 Merc. I think he might go Merc next season on GT3s.
Depends on the version of the game at the minute, because I reckon there's a couple of cars you might want to look at if we go PS5 version. 296. I know Mike likes a Ferrari. Possibly look at the 296. As Lucas Roth got it a little out of shape on the rear, coming down the final corner now. He's got De Hoffner right on the back of him. And look, there is Mike. And there is Louis Allen. And Mike's, that's 3.9. That's under 3 seconds, I reckon. 2.8. So he took 9 tenths out of him in the final sector there, PM. He's flying. Speaking of flying, 3.4 is the gap out front.
Yeah, the Chevy's looking good. Who would have thought an American car that can go around corners? Yeah. In the wet. Even.
When you think about it, the Ford Mustang Dom is pretty nifty in the GT4s in the real life British GT.
Yeah. Oh, Keegs was loose coming out of old hairpin into swamps. Oh, he's got De Hoffner having a look.
Mike took a 10th out of Louis Allen, by the way, in Sector 1, which is pretty much turn 1. Keegs a little understeery through McLean. Smoky Devil had a big moment. He ended up on the right-hand side of the circuit. Now De Hoffner looking up the inside at Coppice. That's a day late $8 short on the brakes.
Yeah, that didn't work. I think it's that past.
Lucas Roth, thank your mama for the haggis.
Oh, I actually really like haggis.
Never had it. Sounds disgusting. Don't want to try it. Now, DJ Phil,
no
I noticed Dean was bringing the gap down to DJ Phil. Well, DJ Phil must have had a moment somewhere, because Dean was 9 tenths behind him. Dean is now in front of him. So Dean's now up into P9. Peaceful's got the gap down another 10th through Sector 2. But it's this last sector where Mike really seems to catch over Louis Allen. De Hoffner now looking up the inside of the Melbourne hairpin. Can't get it done as they come towards Goddard's now. And Smoky Devil just starting to get his car under control a little bit here.
Yeah, haggis is really nice. It's just like a big sausage.
Fair enough. Benedict, I'll tell you, if I get my hands on a PS5, I'll drive the M4 GT3. There we go.
Well, the Slim's out next week. PS5 Slim. So is the PlayStation Portal remote play thing, which I really won't mind grabbing, because then I can play in bed.
Right, De Hoffner looking over the back of Lucas Roth. Because he's not in this championship fight, the admins allowed him to change his car to the McLaren, seeing as he is a reserve driver.
And it puts a different manufacturer on the track.
I think Daz ought to man up and drive these GT4s.
No trouble with his work, though.
Evening, Daz. You imagine Daz out there tonight? Yeah, definitely Ripper should.
I don't expect Overtaker to turn up. He doesn't like the wet.
Oh, Lucas Roth, not the best run out of Coppice, and De Hoffner flies past him. Mike's within 1.3 of Louis Allen now, and I tell you what, they're not in a million miles away of that De Hoffner-Lucas Roth fight. Dean's now back behind Future Revenge and DJ Phil. So now Dean's had a moment.
Yeah.
She's 13 seconds off the back of Dean, but she's still going.
Learning the cut track. And learning
Great
the
to see.
game.
Yeah, great to see. Doctor Who back. Oh, Smokey's gone deep at Goddard's. Doctor Who's going to tuck underneath. And that is going to be placed for Doctor Who. As the pit window opens in 2 minutes' time. Oh, if he's not busy, he might do it next week as a reserve. Oh, at Bathurst. Oh, Daz. Oh, Daz. That's a bold choice, Bathurst. Mike's within 3 attempts of Louis. Mike is flying.
He is
Oh, hello,
flying.
send it! Mike Matthews has learned from Sooty Apex. Great lunge. Job done at Redgate. Good move, peaceful.
Have you drove the Merc before?
So he does drive them, yeah, in GT4s, yeah.
Yeah.
When he's here, that's what he races. Mike now, 5.3 off the back of Lucas Roth. Mike is flying at the moment. Mike could still get on this podium at this rate.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 6 seconds in the lead on overdubs. And
yeah.
Doctor Who's 10 seconds behind Fury.
But Doctor Who's been tucked up behind Smokey, who is once again tucked up behind Smokey. So while they're battling, De Hoffner's 2.3 behind Mike, 5.3 behind. As here comes Smokey down in towards Fogarty S's now. Doctor Who's following him through. Where's that second timing screen? Mike is 5.6 from Lucas Roth. So let's keep our eyes on that. Doctor Who on the brakes. Whoa, big wiggle! Has to avoid the rear end of Smokey. And he is in the gravel. De Hoffner's going to get through. Lucas Roth is going to get through. And he's not managed to get back on track. He's had a spin. He's got plenty of time before Mike. You can hear Pierre telling him to wait. Well, that gap's not 5.6 anymore. Mike is nearly in 6th place.
Yeah, as I had to start a coughing and hit my mute button on the controller.
So Doctor Who was 3rd. Smokey Devil now has a 3.1 second gap over De Hoffner. And Mike, well...
Betting in chat. I get it. You ain't racing, Matt. That's why he's flying.
If he were flying, I'd have been racing. I'd have punted him at turn 1, like we saw at Hungary. Pit window open now. Interesting thing. Emma Kizzle is a bit further back. She could get her pit stop done now, early in this race.
She could.
She won't.
She's not.
No.
She's still out there. And
It's great to see. It's great to see. We know she's got her friend's little one, so if she retires, we know it's due to having my friend's little one. But she's fully committed. She wants to join the AM series as well.
Yeah. Well, I think Empalava needs to make a special banner for first woman in
She's
motorsport.
she's on a lot practicing as well, PN, to be fair. She's on quite a fair bit.
Yeah, I think she prefers the PS5 version though. No.
I mean, who doesn't?
No. True.
Lucas Roth all over the back of De Hoffner here. Go on.
Fury's within 5 seconds now. He's laid a second.
Yeah. Is that just I'm taking it a little easy, or is Fury start to find something?
Maybe. He was across the line. Up 5.5.
The Duffing curse is real with Mike. As Lucas Roth late on the brakes, taps De Hoffner. Lets him keep the place. All that is going to bring Doctor Who and Mike back into it. Louis Allen's not too far off the back of Mike, so Mike was flying. He's now not as quick. Mike's pitting. Is that to repair early damage from Smokey? Louis Allen into the box as well. What about Future? Future stays out. DJ Phil is very wide. Dean Wysocki isn't close enough at the moment. And them two both stay out. Ian McKizzle. Let's take a look actually while we just to wait for this. So Dean Wysocki, car in front. 45's 40. His quickest is a 44, yeah, for Dean. For Ian McKizzle, her quickest is a 46. So she's not a million miles away off the pace.
No, and still learning as well.
Yeah.
Pad user as well. And
Pad
in these
user, yeah.
conditions, you probably want to be on the wheel to be precise.
You really will. De Hoffner's lost time to Smokey Devil. That might be after the tap that him and Lucas Roth have just had. But Lucas Roth still within 0.8 of a second of De Hoffner.
Mike's
It's peaceful.
out the pits.
And Louis on his way out as well.
Does Dan pit now?
They'll be
Dan
hoping for
stays out.
McKizzle to pit soon so that they don't catch her in traffic.
Fury stays out.
Knowing the undercut's pretty strong as well here, I'm surprised that more drivers haven't looked at an undercut option.
But then again, they were trying to probably make the tyres go halfway through the race
Yeah.
and then pit.
Lucas Roth to the outside. Hoffner goes a little deep. There's a gap for that. McLaren doesn't happen though. And the top 5 all stay out. What about Doctor Who? He's going to carry on his merry way. Dean's got past DJ Phil, so Phil's had a moment somewhere and Dean Wasoki's got through.
As Future Revenge is... That's not quite the racing line. Does he pit?
Stays out. No, stays out.
Phil's gone off somewhere. He's got damage on the rear end of his car.
Yeah, I've just
Quite a lot
noticed
of
that.
damage.
Yeah. And Dean's not really been close with him until that last sector. Dean stays out. DJ Phil boxes. So that'll be a bonus for Mike. That's one car out the way. And E. McKizzle pits. So that'll be exactly what Mike would have wanted there. 2 cars into the pits that he's going to clear. While Lucas Roth is having a titanic battle with De Hoffner here.
Yep. In the British GT McLaren from 2019 or 18. I'll have to check through my photos and the programs from SNET. I know it weren't this year's. And yes, that includes Dan Harper's and Dan Young's championship winning M4.
Oh, De Hoffner's deep. De Hoffner's deep. Lucas Roth keeps it tight to Melbourne hairpin, but doesn't get the run that De Hoffner got there. There's Mike's 27 seconds behind Dean. He'll be wanting Dean to pit soon. Dan's got the gap back up to 6 seconds. Keegs is pitting. Oh, that's quick. I think he's fine. Doctor Who stays out. What about Future Revenge and Dean Wasaki? 15 minutes left of the pit window. Next week is Bathurst. And I'm not here for it. I'm in Switzerland.
Future stays out. How about Dean?
Dean's 14 behind Future at the minute. And Mike's 27 behind Dean. So
Mike's probably still bringing the tyres up to temp. So
yeah,
because
Dean stays out. He's probably got time for Dean to stay out. Question is, can Mike jump Lucas Roth here? Lucas obviously in that a little bit early compared to De Hoffner, who he was fighting with. But Mike wasn't a million miles away from Lucas Roth, was he, when he came into the pits?
Nope, Keys is away. So, and Mike's now coming around Goddard's.
Keegs not yet off the limiter. He is now. And Mike, yeah, nowhere near.
But Mike's tyres will be up to temp by now. But Keegs will be stone cold.
Well, the weather's not going to change at all over the next half an hour. Track temperature of 17 degrees. The coolest track temperature we've had all season. Dan stays out. Fury boxes. So he's got to try something different. He's going for an early undercut.
Not put the slicks on, right?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Smoky Devil is going to stay out. De Hoffner.
Does he
He doesn't respond to Keegs. He stays out. Doctor Who stays out. Future Revenge a fair way back at the moment. Mike 5 seconds behind Lucas Roth.
And I'm back after another coughing bit. Yeah. Alright. Commentator's still one.
Oh, Dean's missed the breaking point at Melbourne hairpin. Gets it turned in. Lucas Roth's 19. Lucas Roth's at the Fogarty Essa, so not a lot really to shout for at the minute. Future Revenge didn't come in. Fury's now away. Cars moving now. And Dean's coming through that. So I think Fury will stay ahead of Dean Wasaki here, who does not pit. And Fury's out of pits. Yeah, he's lost out to Future Revenge. So he'll want Future Revenge to pit relatively soon. So if that's the case, what's the gap Fury to him? It's over 6 seconds. So Dan will probably come out bang on Future Revenge at the minute, because it was 6 point something seconds down to Fury. The gap is 11. So Dan will be within 5 seconds of Future Revenge. So Dan will want them to pit before he comes into the box. At the moment, he's nearly got a pit stop over Future Revenge out. So that's 28. He's about, Dan's actually about 30 seconds, 31 seconds ahead of Doctor Who. So at the minute, Dan's nearly got a full pit stop over Future Revenge. Because it's 31 seconds. And Future Revenge hasn't yet crossed Sector 2.
Mike is gaining on to the back of Kings.
So Dan's got about 53 seconds to Future Revenge. In, stop, out. Possibly Dan could get ahead of Future Revenge here. Fury's already closed the gap 2 seconds this lap.
Yeah.
Ema Kizzle only 5 seconds off the back of DJ Phil as well, so she's brought the gap down since a pit stop.
Does Dean come in as he heads down Melbourne?
Future Revenge as well, is it the Goddards? Is he going to pit? No. Fury's coming into Goddards now. So Fury's getting close. So 24, 30, 32. 32.9, I'm going to say, is Dan to Doctor Who. Dan to Future Revenge. So 38 point now is Dean Pitts. That'll be good for Lucas Rothing. Peaceful. Dan to Future Revenge is about 54 seconds. I reckon Dan's got a pit stop and he'll jump Future Revenge here.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out soon.
He's nearly going to have a pit stop over Doctor Who in a moment. It's 24 and a half to Smokey. And everybody's got to pit. Dan stays out. So Lucas Roth through, Mike's through, Louis Allen's coming down the straight now. DJ Phil only at the fog ETS, as I reckon Dean's got this one covered on DJ Phil.
Yeah. As Smokey now heads towards Goddards, does he peel off to the pit lane? He does not.
No. Stays out. What about Doctor Who? Dean Wysocki is away now. DJ Phil, he's not even at the breaking point yet, so Dean will be well in front.
As DJ Phil misses the apex completely through Goddards.
Doctor Who stays out. De Hoffner stays out. Future Revenge is well over a pit stop behind Dan, but has got Fury 6.2. So Fury's taking about 3.5 seconds a lap out of Future Revenge.
Keegs has lost a lot of time behind Fury.
Yes, yeah.
24.
Future Revenge stays out here. I'm not sure on Future Revenge's tactics. The one man who's flying tonight is Mike.
Yeah, he must really like this GT4 Merc.
He is rapid at the minute.
Absolutely flying. Well, not Camaro speed, but...
Oh, Lucas Roth a little wide through Goddards. Mike a little wide through Goddards. Dan is about a minute ahead of Future. So Future Revenge is just coming up towards McLean's. Dan's at Goddards.
Yeah.
Doesn't pit, does Dan. Stays out. So, there we go.
Dan's nearly 30 seconds in front of Smoke.
Dan is well over a sector ahead because the last sector is halfway down the Simplay straight and then to the start line with all the slow bit in between. Future Revenge is only just exiting Coppice as Dan... So, we're watching Dan at the minute on track. Dan's coming through Sector 1 now. Future Revenge has only just gone through Sector 2 now.
Smokey's in.
So Dan is well in front of Future Revenge. Smokey in. Doctor Who stays out. De Hoffner stays out. Future Revenge coming down towards the fog ETS. So as Dan was coming through Goddards, Future Revenge was at McLean's. Dan's through McLean's. Future Revenge is at the Melbourne hairpin.
Dan will probably pit soon because you can probably see Mike and Lucas in front of him.
I think he's wanting that gap over Smokey and everybody else, isn't he, first? Well, he's probably got the gap. He's probably just waiting for all them to pit, or is he just, while he's got the clear AirPN, just staying out on track?
And hot tyres.
Running as long into the window as possible. Is Dan Smokey... Future Revenge stays out, sorry. Fury's through.
Stop is done.
Lucas is not yet through. Neither is Mike, who's 2.5 is the gap. And Smokey's off his limiter now. So Smokey only loses out to Fury there. And Fury's within 2.1 of Future Revenge. So this will really hold Joe here as well.
Yeah, as Smokey's now got the fun task of getting stars up to 10. On a very cool track.
Fury all over the grass, zigzagging as he comes through McLean's up towards Coppice. Future Revenge right in front of him here. Dan's already coming down the Craners. And Doctor Who's not even at Goddard's. So Dan is on a mission. He's on a real charge here. He's unorthodox.
He is, well, see where we're going to next, where a mistake will...
Now Fury's being held by Future Revenge at the Fogarty S's. Had to wait to get on the power. Doctor Who's in. De Hoffner stays out. Fury is just past Future Revenge for position, but was really slow into the Fogarty S's because he had to wait for Future Revenge, PN.
Yeah, this is hurting Fury now. He's got E. McKizzle in front of him as well.
I'm sure E. McKizzle will jump straight out the way. Obviously, E. McKizzle a lap down at the minute.
Future Revenge stays out.
Future Revenge stays out. I don't know how good a tactic this is for him. Mike's within 2.4.
He smelled that McLaren's exhaustion.
I'm sure Fury in the party chat will be shouting at E. McKizzle to move out of the way.
Can't wait to find out if she moves. He's not with her yet.
Doctor Who's not yet. Doctor Who's just been released. Dan's at Goddard's to lap him.
Yeah.
So Dan has nearly lapped the entirety of the top 5. Doctor Who has just come off the limiter. Who's Dan catching? That is Peaceful. Who's just come out of the pits? Was it Doctor Who? It was. Who's behind Lucas Roth and Mike Matthews. A Peaceful Explosion, Lucas Roth. Job done. And I think McKizzle's let Fury go. She has, and she lets Future Revenge go.
Yep, Dan is there.
DJ Phil within 7/10 of Dean Wasocki. Again, apologies for the cameras. We're working with G-Portal and Assetto Corsa to get them back to normal. We do not know what has gone wrong. Has been like it for nearly a month. We are coming soon on the PS5 to bring you some actual action. De Hoffner into the pits. Fury's at the Melbourne hairpin. Future Revenge still yet to pit. So where's Peaceful? On the sim play straight now. De Hoffner stops. Now.
This will be tight.
Bearing in mind, Lucas Roth was all over the back of De Hoffner before the start of this race, before the start of the pit stops.
Yeah, this will be very, very interesting.
Dan's about to lap Doctor Who for P8.
Future Revenge not pitting again.
Dan has just lapped Doctor Who for P8, who has pitted.
Yeah. Maybe the Camaro's got more downforce because, you know, it's a bit more boxy.
It looks a bit, yeah.
It's a bit
Looks
like
a good car.
really.
Fury's up to second place.
There's
Well, De Hoffner's only just dropped, and Peaceful and Lucas Roth go sailing past. De Hoffner's not even yet off his limiter. Here comes Doctor Who, and he's through. So De Hoffner down to 8th.
Yeah. Teammates in Anne, De Hoffner and Doctor Who, aren't they?
Yeah. So Dan's pit strategy to Fury. Fury's coming down the sim play straight. Fury's just gone through Sect 2 now. Dan's already up on his way to McLean's.
He's past Starkeys into Swamps.
Dan's 2 sectors ahead of Fury at the minute.
Will Dan pit this lap because time is running out?
He's got this lap and he's got one more lap after this to pit.
Yeah.
15 minutes left in the race. Future Revenge has got a pit as well, by the way. He's yet to pit. De Hoffner has got Doctor Who right in front of him. But Mike at the minute, Mike's running P6. What could have been for Mike in this one? He's only about 9 seconds behind Smokey Devil, to be fair. And if Mike can get past Lucas Roth, he could possibly have a pop at Smokey towards the end of this race. There was a yellow flag briefly. Not sure why that has cleared.
He was off the side of the road.
Ah, there we go. Yep, she's just rejoining now. as the cars go through to put a lap on it. E in her first 45-minute race. Future is now in. So how much does Future Revenge lose? Smoky Devil, he's got through. Lucas has got through, so that's P4 for him. Peaceful's going to move up to P5. As Dan now makes his way in. Where's Fury? Coming up towards McLean's. Really, the fight on between the two Janettas, De Hoffner and Doctor Who. It's a shame Kishanyika's got pedal problems, Mike. So it would have been interesting to see what he'd have done in his Janetta.
It would have Gary not playing darts. Interesting.
Well, apparently he's done in 2 weeks, which means Gary could be back for Suzuka.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And Suzuka might be wet as well because it's more
wet, and it kind of, when you think about it, may suit that Janetta a little bit more.
He's back in the pits. I should think it's probably baby calling.
Yeah, she was at the end. Is she running out of fuel? We know she's been tight on fuel a bit. Right, Louis Allen's through. DJ Phil and Dean not way near Future Revenge. Future Revenge will come out in that P9, and that should be where he stays. Dan is away. Fury is coming up towards Goddard's now, but Dan's off the limiter as Fury hits the brakes. PN, just talk us through a little bit. I need to run to the toilet.
Right, as Fury, hopefully I won't cough again, as Fury now crosses the start finish line. Oh, 94, that's Ian McKizzle's got a drive through for speeding in the pit lane. As the closest battle on the track is probably between the two Janettas of Doctor Who and De Hoffner. It is, as Mike is actually gaining on Keegs for fourth. Lucas off. Smokey's from 20 seconds behind Fury, who's 14 seconds behind Dan. So the overcut worked a treat for Dan with keeping his tyres nice and warm. And now he's gone through the painful part with no tyre warmers in the GT4 car. As Fury just tapped, looking at Matt's camera, E. McKizzle. He did. DJ Phil's in front of Dean Wasocki. Dean Wasocki's in the gravel at Cops. Not where you want to be. De Hoffner and Doctor Who, very close. As the pit window has now shut, but everyone's done their stops. He's got a drive through for Speedy. Or was it track limits? One of the two. I'd be surprised if it's track limits here at Donington because there's lots of grass which punishes you when you go off. Fury is now behind Dean as Dean goes very wide at Melbourne. Gaps come down a little, but Luke Keys in the McLaren, much better in the McLaren compared with the Alpine, but the Alpine at least has had one start in Simplex.
Yeah. More than the Cadillac had on Project Cause 2. McKizzle there, I heard, got a drive-through penalty after she exited the pits.
Yep, she did.
That's a shame. She's got to do that within 2 laps.
The closest battle was between the two. It is still between the two Janettas. Just
It's not. It's between Mike and Lucas Roth, 1.2 as opposed to 1.7. As they come through Goddard's as well for the 19th time. They're about to start lap 20. The gap now, still 1.3. So Lucas Roth is pulling a little bit of a gap out at the moment. And Dan to Fury was 13.9 after his pit stop. Dan, what a dominant display from unorthodox tonight.
So I'm just looking at the track. It does look drier, but not dry enough to take the wets off.
Yeah, no, I think when it goes damp on the track conditions is when you know you can take the wets off. At the minute, it is not that at all.
But then again, though, if you were looking on the PS5 version, that'd be a lot better, wouldn't it? And have proper camera angles. Thanks to ACC or G4 or whoever's to blame. Anyone got a Nitrado server for PS4?
Not yet. I'm going to have to have a look at it. I'm going to have to have a look into that. So 1.3 this gap. 1.3 the gap between De Hoffner. In fact, Doctor Who, it's not no longer 1.3 because I don't know what's happened to Doctor Who, but he is way behind. May have had a mistake at the Craners, if not the old hairpin. It was 1.3 as they went through the sector time down the Craners, but it isn't anymore. So Doctor Who's down to 7th. Mike's got the gap down to 1.2 to Lucas Roth. So 7.9 to Smokey after that in the last 10 minutes. He's got to go a second a lap quicker than Smokey if he gets past Lucas Roth here.
Yep. Oh, he's really getting close to back end of Keith's McLaren.
Yeah.
As Ema Kizzle runs risk of being disqualified if she doesn't
Yeah,
do the
she
drive
does.
through.
She needs. I think it'll go to a stop go. As Lucas
No,
Roth a
we're too
little
late.
wide.
It's early enough still to serve it in the race, so it will be a disqualification.
No, I think it'll go to a stop go first and then disqualification.
No, because that's what Camel tried at Paul Ricard.
No, no, it is actually. Yeah, no, it is. Apologies. So McKizzle has got to come in.
It'll be a DQ if she doesn't do
Who's that off? That's Dean Wasocki, who's well off. Took way too much speed into the old hairpin. And he's going to be P11. He's lost out to DJ Phil in this one. That's Dean Wasocki.
Yeah. Oh, Keith is
he's
wide.
very
Old
wide.
hairpin. He's on it.
Oh,
I just heard myself.
and Mike gets through.
Yep.
So Mike through, up to P4. What could have been for Mike had he not had that punt at the beginning?
I reckon that might go in, to be honest.
Yeah, more than likely. As Dean stays out of the way of Smoky Devil. Now Mike's got about 8 seconds to gain on Smoky. He's got to go a second a lap here, hasn't he? If not a little bit more.
Well, if he wants to get within 5, but it depends what the stewards give Smokey.
7.8.
I hope you peel in the pits and serve your drive-through, because you will be disqualified. Don't do a camel.
Yeah, McKizzle needs to come in for that drive-through penalty.
It's Kissy.
She does. She does.
Kishanika's in the...
Oh, that looked a little quick as well. Good evening, Kishanika. Oh, Dean as well is coming in. He might have damage. That's why he's possibly struggled. So Dean into the pits. And Mike was within 7.9. Lucas Roth still with him as well. So Lucas Roth's not give up on this fight yet.
No, as drive-through cleared.
Drive-through cleared. There we go, E. McKizzle. Nicely done.
As I can see a plane flying overhead in game.
Oh, Keeks gets it wrong through the crane of curves. Loses a bit of time to Mike.
Mike's a bit wide, Keys is sliding. It's like watching Daz all over again in Pro-Am in Season 1 in the Ferrari. By the way, we do have on WLC, I have set up a Simplay Motorsport club on there. So anyone with WLC, it's open to PC, Xbox and PlayStation.
Cross-platform.
Yeah,
Nice.
it is cross-platform, but new gen, not the old gen.
Yeah. 6 minutes 50 left then. And it is Unorthodox who leads the way. 1 lap ahead of Fury. No, 12.9 seconds ahead of Fury. Mike's got the gap down 6.5 to Smokey. You can see Smokey go through the Melbourne loop.
You can see Smokey.
Oh, this could be close.
As he gets the magnets on to try to catch him.
Yeah, this could be really close here.
Yeah, I say magnets, but it don't work. The McLaren's not made of any metal, really. It's probably all glass fibre. For most of it, all carbon fibre. While the Merc, on the other hand, will probably have an aluminium body. So again, magnets won't work.
6.3 is the gap as they cross the line. Apologies, PN. But 6.3 is the gap. You see Smokey there going into the old hairpin. On the grass a little bit. Oh, Smokey had to brake a little more there. 5.8. Mike's coming. Mike is taking time out of Smokey. That was half a second he's just took through Sector 1 alone.
Yeah.
Mike sniffs a podium here.
He does. Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it, a podium, when he can't normally race on Mondays.
Yeah, so he couldn't normally make race 2. Could have himself a little podium to his name. That'd be absolutely lovely. Dan will want to equal that of Andy's record and have 1 pole and 2 race wins around here. Well, he's heading in the right direction at the moment. Gap Was 5.8. It's now 5.1. He's took another 7/10. Smokey slides through the Fogarty S's. And Mike is coming for Smokey Devil now.
Yeah. The hunt is on.
Fury, in the last race, if you remember rightly, Pian, struggled when he was trying... Well, not struggled, sorry. Got that drive-through, is what I'm trying to say. When he, on the last lap, penultimate lap of the race, he will not want to drive through here on the penultimate lap of the race because he'll lose out to Smokey, Mike and Keegs. And Dan will probably lead the championship. So Fury's got to be as clean as a whistle on these last couple of laps.
Yeah, but I found here, the only place I can think where you can probably get Wardens is through
Chicane. Yeah. Smokey is very cautious through these corners. 5.2 is the gap. Mike is carrying much more corner speed than Smokey Devil. 5.2 is the gap through sector 1. Through the start line, it's 5.2 still.
Meanwhile, in another county, is Dan.
Could be in another county, actually, because this track's got 3 counties in one, pretty much. Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire and Leicestershire.
I think Silverstone has 2. Buckinghamshire and Northamptonshire.
Mike really starting to push that Mercedes now. He sees that Smokey's a little slower through corners. The problem for Mike is he doesn't want to push too hard. He runs a little wide there.
Who's that off? I think it's... Yeah, Emakissel's off, parked on the side of the road.
That
As
might
she
be,
ran out of
yeah,
fuel.
that might be baby duties. Mike's lost time to Smokey this lap. So Mike just possibly pushing a little too hard. He's lost 7/10.
Yep. Yeah, that could be baby duties, or it could be the car's out of fuel, we don't know.
Oh, she's off in a safe place at least. She's going again now, so maybe it was just baby duties. She's got 3 minutes left to hang on.
Yeah, but a baby doesn't wait.
No, a baby doesn't wait. Mike, 5.9. He's just running out of time. 2 minutes, just under 3 minutes left. So 2 laps, 5.7. Kind of needs a mistake from Smokey at this point.
But Smokey's not looked particularly stable today.
No, looks a little twitchy, but he's breaking down the craners, is Smokey. What does Mike do?
It was a dab.
Yeah, Mike's not breaking. 5.5, so Mike's pulled another couple of tenths on Smokey. Problem is now Mike needs seconds, not tenths on Smokey Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Seconds, not tenths. That is all Mike needs. And it is not going to be enough, you'd imagine, at this moment for Mike Matthews. Bit of a twitch through McLean's. Smokey, you just listen to that BMW, and in Smokey Devil's hands, it just doesn't sound like it's accelerating great out of the corners. The gap's 5.5. Oh, Mike, big twitch out of Coppice. So it was 5.5. Did Mike close that gap anymore? 5.3, so another 2 tenths. The problem is they've got 1 lap. In fact, where's Dan? They've possibly got 2 laps.
2 laps, I reckon.
They've possibly got this and another. It depends if Dan keeps going here, or will Dan just want to bring this race to an end?
He's probably in the party with Mike anyway. Mike's
probably begging him. Push. Yeah, push. 1 more lap, please. Give me at least 2 more chances to get Smokey Devil.
Keep pushing.
Gap over the line, it's 4.8. It's 4.8. Now, if this is the last lap, we've not had leader on the final lap call yet. Smokey very slidey through turn 1.
Has Smokey cooked his tyres, maybe?
Has he cooked his tyres, or is it just the BMW? I don't think it's looked great in Fury's hands as well. Fury's just not been able to get the best out of the BMW in the wet.
No.
So 4.8. Sector 1, 4.7. Dan's coming down towards the Melbourne hairpin.
I'll keep an eye on Dan.
I think Dan's got to do 1 more lap here. Let's go to Smokey Devil. This the fight for the podium as well, and Smokey's got Dean coming up ahead.
And Dean's probably still in that party. No, he left that party, didn't he, earlier? I think.
Not sure.
Dan rounds Goddard's.
Dan's going to do 1 more lap.
Dan is doing 1 more lap.
Leader is now on the final lap of this race. Sedan on the last lap. He's on a charge to win another race. It'll be race with number 67. Gap's down to 4.2 though. So Smokey cannot make another mistake here.
No, as brakes for Melbourne Loop. I keep seeing flashes in the clouds. It looks like it's thundering.
Mike's got to nail this lap. Smokey cannot make a mistake.
No. Smokey, who races pretty much every night of the week.
Yeah, pretty much does. Pretty much does. 4.2 was the gap. 3.5. Wow, Mike's took a lot of time out of Smokey. Smokey is so cautious through the corners. You'll want Dean to be getting out of the way as well. It is a battle for this podium.
Dean's about a lap behind Phil, I think.
Yeah, I think Dean has been lapped by Phil. I don't think he's going to do it. 3.5 the gap. Where's Dan? Keep an eye on the Smoky Devil scrap, because Dan comes up. He's going to make it 3 wins in a row. It's going to be the 4th win of the season. It is going to be Dan's 67th. It is going to be Chevrolet's 5th win. Unorthodox 16 wins again at Donington Park. Fury, he's just second best tonight. He hasn't had an answer for Dan.
3.4.
Gap down to 3.4. Fury finishes second place. Good result for Fury. And Smoky Devil, he's got 2 corners to nail. Now, will we see top of the Craners going? What do we reckon? What do we reckon?
Yes. I think yes.
DJ Phil comes round the final corner. Louis Allen's finished P8. Future Revenge finished P9. Ian McKizzle P12. DJ Phil P10. Dean Wasaki P11. Smoky Devil gets that final podium spot. P3 for him. P4 for Mike. Great drive that from Mike.
Right. It's right. Now, the
De Hoffner. Yeah, De Hoffner. And Doctor Who. P5 it's going to be for De Hoffner as he crosses the line. P6 for De Hoffner. P7 for Doctor Who. And with 355 points left up for grabs, there is 3 points in it.
Oh, how close are we going to get?
3 points in it. As from next week, Shane will not be able to win the championship. That'll be done, I believe, after round 2 of Bathurst. Neither will the week after first race of Suzuka. We will also then lose Overtaker, Monkey Boy and Lucas Roth, as well as Ian McKizzle after race 2. We'll lose John Andrews, Bryn, Dean, Gary, Sutty, Doctor Who, Tibbs, De Hoffner and PN, depending obviously on race results. We're getting to that stage of the season. It's going down to the wire at the moment. It is, though, Fury, who is 299 points in the championship lead. After that, it is Unorthodox on 296. Smoky Devil is now on 235. Dennis Newman not here tonight, 211 for him. Kishanyika 180. Louis Allen up to 135. DJ Phil 7th place on 118. Peaceful Explosion and Future Revenge tied on 104. PM Motorsport 10th place on 85. De Hoffner on 80. Exist Tibbs on 75, tied with Doc 2, Sooty Apex 71, Gary 131 and Dean Wasaki tied on 67. Bryn's on 62 with John Andrews 18, Lucas Roth 19th place. He'll get himself on the championship leaderboard. Overtaker, Monkey Boy is 28 points, P20. 21st is Overtaker, 22nd Ian McKizzle and 23rd is Shane. We are joined by 2 of the top 3 on the podium, and we will start with second place man Fury first. Fury just didn't have the pace tonight of Unorthodox. The Chevrolet got the upper hand over the BMW.
Yeah, the BMW couldn't really open up his legs. Obviously, you got the power in it for the straights, but with one, I was running one traction control that entire time because that's how I could get the most power out of the corners, but it just didn't have it compared to the Camaro. I mean, the BMW is more of like a fast circuit car. This
Yeah.
ain't really a fast circuit with the tight, twisty turns. But yeah, Dan's got that Camaro nailed in around there. There's nothing I could do, couldn't catch him.
Especially in the wet, that Camaro looks a different car in the wet to the dry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing the Camaro, with how heavy it is just more planted than the BMW. Because BMW is just in the straights. I was sticking with Dan, but in the corners, that was it. He was gaining like 4 or 5 tenths of time.
I take it next week then you're going to be wanting some nice clear skies for Bathurst. Obviously the Chase, that's a good long section of the circuit to get our BMW to pull alongside the Chevrolet.
I mean, the Bathurst is where I fell in love with the BMW GT4, so yeah. This and the dry at Bathurst, I will honestly love it. One of my favourite circuits. So.
I can tell you there's a 42% chance of light rain and light winds for Bathurst next week because, of course, in the Australian summer, we've had no wet races until Britain. Obviously, in the middle of the Australian summer, why wouldn't it rain? Joe, 3 points in the championship, though. You're kind of now also looking over your shoulder at Unorthodox with the second half of the season to come.
I mean, from the start of the season, I was looking over my shoulder at Dan because I know how he drives, I know how quick he is, and it's just a matter of time before he found the Camaro and got it really working. But yeah, I mean, can't take it away from him. He done a stellar drive tonight. Just the BMW didn't have it to give the fight back.
So Bathurst next week. What can you do?
I mean, Bathurst, very quick circuit, mainly, apart from the top of the mountain. But yeah, I think if I get a good setup for the top and keep it in the straights, then should be doing all right.
Should be doing all right. Well, Joe, well done tonight on third place and a second place.
Cheers, mate. Congrats to Dan again, as always.
And we're going to now jump to third place man, Smokey Devil. Smokey, race 1, sort of mid-pack. Race 2, on the podium. Not bad night, really. Good points.
That was good points, aye. Second race, that was pressure at the start. A wee bit of a break, mid-race, and then at the end, I just seen peaceful coming. The time was coming down and down. So he's got to catch me.
He was trying to catch you at the end. Was that a bit nervous at the end, obviously making sure you didn't make a mistake?
Aye, BM was just too slidey. Just sliding all over the place. That was a problem.
Again, similar to Fury, in the wet, the Chevrolet and the Mercedes look a good car. In the dry, the BMW, we know how good it is. Bathurst next week, you've got that big long Chase where you can unleash the BMW power. Is that going to be the case again, wet or dry? You've got to use that Chase to your advantage.
Aye, the BM's got the pace on the straights. It's just getting it planted through the corners, up through the mountain. If you can get that, then it's just got to be letting rails really in it, the BM.
Well, what can you do next week?
Well, I'm hoping for podium. I like the track, you know that, so
yeah,
that's what I'm aiming for.
We'll smoke it. Best of luck, and we wish you the best one next week.
Nice one, cheers.
Dan, 3 race wins in a row in GT4s, 4 in total this season. The gap's down to 3 points. Don't like British circuits. Clean sweep.
Firstly, apparently a lot of people can't hear me in the chat. But, yeah, 2 race wins. I mean, for anything, it was more the conditions rather than the circuit. I love wet weather, and right now I'm doing the rain dance for Bathurst. But, yeah, no, I'll take that. 3 wins in a row in GT4s. I'm coming for you, Fury, no matter what. I'm getting this Camaro hooked up, no matter what I can do. I will try and bring that gap down and give you the fight that you deserve in these.
It's Donington as well, though, that you've never really gone well at. Obviously, you never had a race win or a pole position before tonight, and all of a sudden, 1 pole position, 2 race wins. You're the joint most successful driver at the circuit with Andy.
I mean, yeah, it's just like we did a previous league not long ago, and I fell in love with this car here, and it just did everything I asked it to do in the wet conditions as well. So I kind of came into this race knowing that I had that confidence and I could hook this car up. No setup needed. I just tweaked a few things, and there it was. The car was doing everything for me. But This has been one of those circuits I wanted to get off my bat for a while. I know it's one I've visited in person. It's a home circuit technically, so it was one finally to get a win and a pole position at, and we done it in the GT4s. So yeah, I wouldn't count doing it in Pro-Am. I would like to do it in the Pro instead. Yeah, it's definitely a race where I wanted to finally get off my back and win at.
It is indeed. Like I say, we've been here many times before in the real world. Obviously, we've walked it numerous of occasions. So really, a master of the track, you'd say? No.
Even my walking lines were a bit dodgy.
A few too many drinks, I think, might be the problem on that one. We do, though, go to your favourite circuit next week. Bathurst, one of your favourites on the GT sort of calendar for this season. You've got to be hoping that if that weather is around for Bathurst, you've got to be fancying your chances in that Chevrolet.
If it's wet, then yes, definitely a very good chance of trying to replicate what I've done tonight. If it's dry, then I still think there's a good opportunity. I know Bathurst like the back of my hand, and I think it's not about what car you're in, it's all about the commitment on the hill. And if you can commit to the top part of the hill and be fast and stable and confident, I think, yeah, you've got it. And it's just avoiding the walls. I think there's going to be a lot of people clipping and touching the walls. If you can avoid that, then I think you're looking good for the race. So I may not be the fastest, but I'll be looking to be the most consistent.
Most consistent. Well, Dan, congratulations on tonight's double win. You get the audience's vote for driver of the day. PN, final words from yourself and your driver of the day as well.
Well, 1 sec, let's have a cough and fit.
Okay, I'll give you mine then. I'm going to give my driver of the day to Dan. Never really won here, never done anything here. He's never been a fan of the British circuits, and he's turned up and dominated tonight. So I'm going to give my driver of the day for Dan. And what a night's worth of racing as well. The first wet race of the season has not been as chaotic as I expected. PM.
Yeah, I'm going to give my driver of the day to Mike. Because he can't really do Mondays. And
Yeah.
he had to pace for third.
Yeah.
Especially in race 2.
He
So, yeah, it wasn't that chaotic. Don't know what Am's going to be like because unfortunately I can't race now because of real life. Roll on Pro-Am. Well,
roll on Pro-Am, which hopefully we'll be bringing to you live 8 p.m. on Wednesday night. Myself and Benedict Varga will be in the comms box. PN and Dan will be back on Thursday night for Pro. Hopefully again. We apologise for the camera angles. We're all working tirelessly to try and get these ones sorted, but keep your eyes out. There is something on the PS5 coming towards the end of this year. That'll be coming within the next couple of weeks. Keep your eyes out for that one, just so that we can put on a proper show with camera angles. Dan, though, driver of the day from the audience. Dan and Mike, split driver of the day from the commentary box. And it's 3 points in the championship. Fury leads Dan, but the American muscle car is coming to hunt down the German BMW. Who will be the king of the mountain next week? We'll be back live for Bathurst, 8 p.m. GMT. Join us there. Good night.
good night.
Back live for Bathurst, 8 p.m. GMT. Join us there. Good night. I've just ended stream straight away. Fuck it. I didn't even put the end screen on. What a dickhead.
Whoops.
Absolute shocker.
Go on, Dan. You can end your stream now as well.
Sorry about that at the start, man.
Yeah.
Race 1.
One month, 19 days till Christmas. Yes!
Overtaker, there's nothing on the update 1.7 because we've left that in a million miles. So unless you can find something on YouTube, then good fucking luck. But actually, you just need to learn how to set up a car in the wet. Once you do that, then you should have no problem. But we'll just get better in the wet, either one. Yeah, we'll see you all next Wednesday. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night for I'll be racing on Formula Racing League in the British Touring Car Championship, heading to
Shit league.
first. I think it's Croft.
And there's going to be more hatred of British tracks.
Either way, it's time to get good at the British tracks, I take it now. But yeah, catch me tomorrow night. I'll be live on the Formula Racing League on Factor 2 in the Toyota Corolla. Matt's going to be well happy about that.
Yeah.
He's probably going to give me a million jokes.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in for that one. And make sure you tune in Wednesday night as well, as me and Daz do battle in the wet conditions. Let's see if we can keep his Audi facing the right way. Either way, good night, y'all, and I will see you all tomorrow.